Chef Tony Nova for Rosen Center's Mother's Day Buffet. At Rosen Center on Sunday, May 11th, Chef Tony has created a Mother's Day buffet for everybody. 60 plus delectable dishes and champagne and mimosas for our guests 21 and up. Jonah crab claws and sous vide short ribs is just where it begins. If you really want to impress mom, join Chef Tony Nova at Rosen Center on Sunday, May 11th for their Mother's Day buffet. Grab your reservations today at rosencenter.com/Mother's Day.
Want a big green egg? For the lowest price anywhere, go to Wassie's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set up your big green egg so that you'll be cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to the website, wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Spring is here, the perfect season to give your aging roof the attention it deserves. Florida's highest rated roofer is here to help. Experience the Janney difference and save up to $2,000 this season. Join a community of thousands of happy homeowners.
Do go ahead and do it right the first time so that you don't have to hire another company to fix what the company should have done right. And I feel like that's Janney Roofing.
Get started at JanneyRoofing.com.
Offer only applies on full roof replacement and expires May 31st, 2025.
Tuesday morning on the Today Show.
An incredible concert from the one and only Kelly Clarkson.
The City Concert Series kicks off with superstar Kelly Clarkson bringing her powerhouse voice to our iconic stage, performing her new music and some of your favorites to start your morning.
Catch me live on the Plaza.
Feel the beat and share the moment. Kelly Clarkson performs live on the City Concert Series on Today, Tuesday morning on NBC.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if we can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Premier Men's Medical Center. 98% of patients see instant results. Call today.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN, Green, green. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Friday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a stacked up program for you this afternoon. We will get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb does that around 3:20 with JCS News. 3:45, it's Sinker Sale and Embers Only. One of my favorite smokes to tell you about at Embers Only. 4 o'clock hour, Primetime Kitchen with our buddy Fayez Cara from the Orlando Weekly. We'll find out what's good to eat this weekend in Orlando. Plus, we have a special guest at 4:20, Roblox, the game. Their chief safety officer, Matt Kaufman, is checking in with us as well. 5 o'clock hour is trivia. Not really. It's Pick the Porn today for Metallica tickets. And, of course, we'll end it up with You Heard It Here First. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my very dangerous and lovely co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram, Facebook, at The Jim Colbert Show, on X, just at Jim Colbert Show, and all day, every day, at JimColbertLive.com. Your 3 o'clock keyword is not green. It's money, M-O-N-E-Y.
Oh, we were just testing you.
Yeah.
You're paying attention?
Money is your 3 o'clock keyword, M-O-N-E-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Money will do it, guys. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck.
Good luck. I mean, we're on one. What, 11 winners so far?
Yeah, 11 for sure. If you want to send a talk back, you can do that as well. Grab that iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio once you get it, and use that mic to send your comment over to Jack. And among the other 14 things he's doing right now, we'll try to get you on there. We had just behind the scenes, we had a computer meltdown yesterday for our YouTube feed, and we are currently trying to get that back up on the air right now for you guys.
Jack literally had to take the computer home with him last night.
Yeah, he took it to Code Black. And,
Did he really?
Oh, and it's whacked.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Code Black had to send it off. He's gonna, and we're Jack's using like a
backup to a backup?
a backup to a backup. Yeah,
Did
apparently
we lose another hamster?
apparently, you have to have a really nice graphics card, almost like a gaming level computer, gaming level quality computer to run the graphics card we run for this for the YouTube channel. I do not know any of this stuff.
I did not either.
He could have told me any of this. I would have believed every bit of it. Literally, as unsavvy at tech as you could possibly be.
Well.
And the odd thing is, one of my closest friends is like the most savvy.
Right, exactly.
That guy forgets more about this stuff than I'll ever know. So I don't know. We'll get it back up there for sure. How you guys doing today? Everything good?
Good. How was your walkthrough?
Oh,
as
I
you're
was
getting ready
just about
for,
to tell you.
Okay, good. Sorry.
Yeah,
Didn't mean to jump that gun.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we went to Osprey today in Baldwin Park. Myself, Jack, James from Corsets and Cuties. Bam joined us because, of course, he'll be there with us on Sunday for the big boozy brunch coming up this weekend, 11 to 2 at Osprey. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, we do have a few left at realradio.fm/brunch.
Was Sarah from Feisty Trivia there with you today as well?
No, Sarah didn't need to do the walkthrough because we got her all set up, ready to go. But we are going to have a good-ass time. We really are. The restaurant really, funny thing is, I haven't been in just a little bit because when I moved way the hell out there in Eustis, I didn't get a chance to go in and eat there very often. But, man, I used to go quite often, and it was really nice stepping back in those walls. And it's so funny because the guys had never seen the restaurant before. So they didn't know what to expect. It's nice.
I bet.
And of course, they're the greatest, by the way. Amber showed up. She's the GM there. She showed up and talked to us, and they're all gathered around listening to Jason's interview the other day and kind of laughed. They told him he should get a podcast. I agree, he should.
He's very affable on the air.
Yeah.
And if you missed hearing Jason Chin and his staff's excitement about being there on Sunday for Boozy Brunch, you can hear the podcast when he was in this week at the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, they're geeked. It was great.
They really are. And that's a good sign.
It is a good sign.
Because normally when you have a party and it's going to be kind of raucous, the wait staff, the kitchen staff are like, oh, man, this is going to take a little extra digging down and finding my happy place.
No,
but
they weren't like
Jason was
that.
like, oh, no, they're like fighting to be.
And we saw the chefs today, too, and the chefs are all ginked as well.
I bet
they love
they're
it, man.
fighting to see who gets to come in.
It's going to be so much
Sunday.
fun. The funny thing is, we haven't done one in a while, so I think what will happen is when people, they kind of come to this thing and we plan our next one, that I think people are like, oh, yeah, you can't miss that. Because, the one we had that we were talking about here during Jason's interview at Reyes Mezcaleria, one of his other restaurants a few years back, was just a raucous-ass good time.
And that's a good sign when it's memories from 4 or 5 years. That was the last time you said you did one of these boozy brunches was before the pandemic.
Yeah, and the good thing is like, once you pay your fee, you come in, and we pretty much got you at that point. You walk in the door, we'll get you seated, and then, it's off. We have a jam-packed schedule to kind of get through, tons of prizes to give away. We set up how we're going to do the games and stuff. And I mentioned what the games were. They were kind of laughing.
Yeah.
Because, the games are fun.
Right,
not embarrassing, but fun, competitive and fun. And I just ready to do it, ready to have a good time, and really excited about it. And again, if you have yet to get your tickets, it's so much involved. Really, you have an opportunity to win AC/DC Metallica tickets, Rockville tickets. Jack was today putting together all the bag packages for some of the other guests that'll get gifts. One-off Jim Colbert Show merch, tons of cigars. It's just going to be so much cool stuff. Sarah's going to do 2 rounds of trivia. One's going to be a music round, so you guys get to listen to some songs and see if you know what you're doing.
And for all of you Star Wars fans out there, Corsets and Cuties is going to pay homage.
Oh, don't even get me started. James said, matter of fact, James warned the restaurant. She goes, do these blinds come down?
No.
And they're like, because they have shades,
right?
Because it's like windows. It's like half the restaurant's windows.
Well, you have to be able to see the lightsaber.
And James said, "Do these shades come down?" And the GM's face said, "Why?" And James says, "Well, do you want people gathered on your windows, watching half naked people stroll around your restaurant?" And she started kind of laughing. She goes, "No, it'll be fine. You can leave them open." And she goes, "Well, I am bringing a certain lightsaber."
Oh.
And then she said, what kind of certain lightsaber? I'm like, well, it's a burlesque show.
Oh.
Let's just say the saber isn't going to cut anybody. It may stab you. There'll be no slicing.
No dicing.
Yeah, no slicing.
Yeah,
but,
no, it's not going to cut through an aluminum can.
Yeah, no. But we're so hyped. And I forgot how cool the bar is. All of it. It's just great. It's going to be a good time. Can't wait. I hope everybody that can make it for us. Again, realradio.fm/brunch. That's realradio.fm/brunch.
And that's also the same spot where you can check out the menu.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. 77031, that is how you text us. Again, if you don't leave a talk back, you can do that as well. Just get that iHeartRadio app and go to Real Radio and send your comment over to Jack. I think he's here today.
Yeah, poor guy.
Jake's dipped back there trying to get that computer back on.
Yeah, because again, YouTube, not up and running yet. Money, though, is your 3 o'clock keyword, just in case.
All right, so let me ask you a question. I just want to ask you this. And we always try to give somebody a little something to kind of,
chew on.
Yeah, when they leave talk back, sometimes people need to be motivated to leave a talk back. People are like, I just don't want to call in and ask a question. I'll just. How do you get out of a funk? Like if you're in a bit of a funk, now not a depression by any means,
right,
but a little bit of a funk. And I have to tell you, I'm in a little bit of a funk.
Are you really?
Yeah, it might not sound like it, but a little bit of a funk. And sometimes I wonder, and sometimes I have a hard time getting out of them. I have a hard time getting motivated to do something.
Right.
I have a hard time getting motivated to kind of, when things get a little overwhelming, and there's some things that are a little overwhelming right now. And I just wondered how other people do it. Because here's the thing. Nobody's above anything when it comes to kind of getting in a mindset where you just don't feel like you're yourself sometimes,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And everybody gets into those. And by the way, if anybody tells you, even though you think people who've got their S together at like next levels, trust me when I tell you, everybody deals with this stuff.
Well, if they don't, then we definitely know that aliens are here on Earth.
Exactly.
Because that is purely a human experience.
Yeah, man. Everybody deals with it sometimes. And sometimes I can get in a little bit of a funk when I just don't. I can't. It's hard to get motivated to do stuff outside of work.
Right.
And I think maybe that's what it is a little bit. But I wondered how everybody does it. How do you do it?
Well, I think too, when you're packing your time full of nothing but work, right? So even if it's yard work,
right, yeah, which I have to do all day tomorrow.
I was going to say, what you need, honestly, is probably just a little time off where you don't go and do the yard work and you don't worry about pulling topics and trivia.
Just worry, I think, is the key thing.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it's even weird talking about it in the context of what we do here for a living, because of course we know that we're not throwing sod or making life decisions. We're doing kind of entertainment on the radio, but it's still time consuming, and there still is a lot of pressure to perform
and to get results.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that maybe that does happen, that sometimes you just get a little overwhelmed. And I just kind of wonder out there, because everybody has the way that they do it.
Right.
And I would love a lot of input, kind of, just a quick little thing. We have 30 seconds. I'm sure you can do in 30 seconds. Could be fishing.
Me and nature, canoeing.
Right, exactly.
Watering
Could
plants,
be that.
taking a walk in the park.
My kids are like painting.
Yes, that's my other one. That would be working on my projects.
And I do have a daughter that does that. She will literally take a blanket to a park and a pillow. She will throw it out there. She'll bring something to read, maybe flip through her phone, whatever the case may be.
What a great idea.
But just completely and utterly check out. She doesn't tell anybody she's going, nothing like that.
Well, I don't like that part. What about if you did that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that gear.
I was going to say, I cannot see Jim Colbert throwing a blanket down in a park and whipping open a romance
not
novel.
By myself. I don't have that gear like that.
Really? What about golf? Does golf not really provide?
Golf does. I will tell you the thing is with golf.
I know it's time consuming.
I do play a lot of golf, but the problem is because I put a lot of time and effort into golf. I'm okay at it. I'm pretty good at it. So I demand certain things out of myself even when I play golf.
Okay, so in other words, you never relax.
It's hard for me to relax. Like right now, my chest is tight.
Really?
Yeah, right now my chest and shoulders are tight.
We need a gummy stat.
Yeah, something like that maybe. I don't know. I think you need just a time off maybe.
I do. I think you got to get away from all the obligation, because even if you do, you're still probably going to spend first couple hours going, now what?
I got to tell you though, I'm not that guy, man. Usually, if I commit myself to a time where when I'm like, okay, I'm taking this day off to do nothing, I will take the day off and do nothing.
Cool.
I can do that. And as soon as Jack checks in here, I'm going to find out, because Jack is the
What do you
interesting
want to know?
Hey, what do you do to chill out? What do you do? Like when you get into a funk, when you get into a little bit of a funk, and I know your life is overwhelming.
I ride it out.
You ride it with your bicycle?
No, I just ride out the funk. I just let the funk happen.
He just, he compartmentalizes. He finds
He also knows he knows how utterly unhealthy that is too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how utterly unhealthy that is. Is it you curl your hair? Is that what you do?
No, you do.
Just because you do it? Is that what you do? Just stick it in my face? Is that what you do?
I would say, sometimes. I in the past, I've ridden my bike, exercise. If I could do something that I feel good about, sometimes it is continuing to work. Or
That's another bad strike too.
Okay, buddy. Or it could be yard work, or it could be riding the bike.
Okay,
but if I do something that I feel good about or enjoy, and for me that would be video games too.
There you go.
Wow. See, that's good.
That's.
I haven't gotten into that point where I believe that I could kind of check out with video games yet, though.
That's right, because I think you turned your gaming system on once. I think you got to do it a little bit more
I did turn it on the other
regularly.
night and then fell asleep. So, and that wasn't the game I was playing. I can play that one. If the game was falling asleep, I got you. You got no chance.
There you go.
Oh, it's stone cold winter. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, text us at 77031. I'll tell you about a new teacher in town. That was in the promo today. We'll pay that off as well. We'll also get into a teacher wrote a questionable letter to a kid. You have that?
I do not.
But there's also another thing, too, because, another person texted me today and said there's another classroom issue that's out there that's really interesting, and she kind of doesn't understand why they're doing it this way. And I'll tell you what that is later. Plus, where do you think most Americans give their money? It's a fascinating kind of chart. It shows you where it is. And actually, that's going to be our question of the day as well, is do you donate to charity? Just simply, do you donate to charity? I think a high percentage of believe it or not, Americans have a very good reputation for
Always
giving.
Have.
Very good reputation. So we'll do that a little bit later as well. What do you have for news?
Well, we have a second person under arrest in those New Jersey wildfires. Meanwhile, a suspect's in custody after two people are killed following an I-95 crash. And, that's one way to celebrate a lottery win.
Oh, no. What happened? Somebody did something dumb?
Oh, Jimmy, hold my beer. We're going to talk about that and more coming up next during JCS News.
You got it, guys. Money, M-O-N-E-Y. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Slide over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in 1 sec with Deb's News and more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
There's a crash where Holden Avenue meets Orange Blossom Trail. A car stopped on the shoulder on State Road 408 westbound near Pine Hills Road. A disabled vehicle slowing down traffic on I-95 southbound before International Speedway Boulevard. Traffic starting to slow down on all the major roadways this afternoon, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Guys, the real estate market is always changing, especially now more than ever. The Nickley Group has an entire team of local market experts to help guide you to every step of the way and help you decide when it may be the right time for you to buy or sell. That is a super important piece of information right there. And these guys know exactly when to tell you to do that. That's why the Nickley Group is the #1 real estate company in all of Central Florida with over 4,500 homes sold and even better, 4,000 five-star reviews. And when you get into being a buyer with the Nickley Group, you're in good shape. Here's the reason why. Mortgage rates have steadily been on the decline. They've hit that 4-month low, not to mention current market conditions of declining interest rates. More inventory is out there. So that means you're going to have a better choice of the house of your dreams. The Nickley Group can find that. If you're selling a house, you have hit the pay dirt. These guys do it better than anybody. As a matter of fact, they've got receipts 6% more on average than their competitors, and they sell that house twice as fast as their competitors. More money in your pocket faster, always good. Free appraisals, free home warranty, free moving trucks and supplies. That's their VIP program. And if you don't want to just deal with the real estate situation at all, how about this? Just go to their website and get a guaranteed cash offer for your home. You can do that. No showings or open houses, and you can close in a little 14 days. Hop on board today. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
Core Flooring Center in Winter Park is the go-to destination for flooring. Visit coreflooringfl.com.
Ozempic, but in a pill? Yep, it's oral semaglutide, now available from Future Health. It's the same active ingredient as Ozempic without painful injections. Go to futurehealth.com for easy access to oral semaglutide, Ozempic, and Zepbound for $3 a day. No insurance needed. People are raving because they're losing 10 pounds in their first month. Visit futurehealth.com, future without the E, to start losing weight this week.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendly Kramer Law calls every Monday at 6:20 on the